Hey everyone, Shane here, and I want to talk to you about game design. This is not really a good game to be talking about this particular subject, but I needed something to play so that way I didn't lose my mind while I'm talking. When I'm making a game, I'm making a game for me, primarily. I'm still, even though I've been doing this for like 10 years, I'm still very much a novice in the aspects of game design. I've been reaching out into graphic arts and now music, but I never actually did anything with coding, which is a big part of game design if you're not aware. I primarily use RPG Maker, and by primarily I mean exclusively. It's not terrible, just as a way to experience game design. I guess the lack of coding does make some things very inefficient. My passion project is to be able to combine Final Fantasy and Pokemon, put those two games into the same engine. And basically, what I'm getting to is there are a lot of aspects of these two games, primarily in Pokemon, that are not replicable with just the base RPG Maker engine. And that means I need code. I need somebody to do coding for me. And luckily, there are people like Yanfly and HimeWorks and even Victor Sant who make games easier for people by their plugins. I have worked out a monster capture system for my game, and you would think I should be playing a game with monster capture if I wanted to talk about this point, but this is more of just me talking as a game developer with something going on in the background. With my monster capture system, I've done basically whatever it is I thought I needed to do to get the aesthetic, I guess, right, to be similar enough to Pokemon while being different enough, or I guess even similar enough to Final Fantasy, like to have them be within the same universe. And I managed it, just doing what it is I've learned with RPG Maker. The only problem is it's really clunky. It's very inefficient. I've seen monster capture systems programmed. Mine is mine. Like, I'm making the game for me, as I've said. I want other people to be able to learn from what it is that I'm doing, which is why I make the tutorials, as you may be able to see. And I'm sure I'll link updates or whatnot onto the video. Game creation is a process for the individual, well, as in indie game development, I should say, because obviously, whenever you have teams of people working on a game, you don't have that like authorship that would be common in like filmmaking, and I'm also a student of film if this is your first time watching my content. I guess at some point I decided to combine the two skill sets together. Like, if you're looking at this video on screen right now, this is a very cinematic. This is an introduction to the game, more or less. But it's very cinematic. You have the different shots, you have the blood splattering. This was mapped out to give the most, and in this case, I guess, a horror aesthetic as well as sci-fi. Because just look at that. They can work in tandem. Obviously, there's the Telltale game series, and unfortunately, something's going down with that. Video games and movies are two of the big things in my life, so I want to study film and apply it to video gaming where I can, and I guess that for me means storytelling, not necessarily game design. That is just something that came as a result of learning everything for the past 10 years. Because it began as ROM hacking for me, learning how to edit pre-existing games and getting into the RPG Maker scene where I'm creating something from the ground up. But whenever I do something from the ground up, it's not very easy. Obviously, I'm a single person trying to create a game by myself. So right now I'm focusing on one aspect, and that is the storytelling of it, and at the same time learning the game design process through recreating another video game. And that's where the Final Fantasy and Pokemon come together.